Thank you very much, Melissa, Elisa, and Justin. Captain Siri Saisunyong, Chairperson of the Board of Governors of POWIIS. Dr. Siri S.H. Wong, Member of the Board of Governors of POWIIS. Mr. Chan Hwan Hin, Member of the Board of Governors of POWIIS. Dr. Mohammad Nazir, Director of MTT Learning Academy. Mrs. Dinah Hawtrey, Principal of POWIIS. Ms. Alicia Ong, CEO of MTT Learning and CEO of POWIIS Penang. Parents, teachers, students of POWIIS. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon. It's quite warm, quite a hot afternoon, but never mind, we can do with this for a little while. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to see all of you here today. And today it's a very meaningful experience for my family and I. It seems like it was only a few days ago that we opened our doors to our first cohort of 44 students and 15 teachers. When we started the school in September 2011, we had 44 students. 2 months later, 4 got expelled. That's a good 10%, man. When I hope Dinah will not be practicing this sort of practice ever again. Ladies and gentlemen, when we first broached the idea of establishing an international school on the sleepy side of the island, the southwest region, called Balik Pulau, a lot of people thought that we were crazy. When I even had a friend who told me straight into my face, "Kenny xiao ki liao." But anyway, we are here after 10 years, we are still here. And over the past 10 years, just a moment, sorry. We have seen more than 1,000 students come through our doors, and our teachers have impacted so many students' educational journey. In a relatively short period of time, POWIIS has become one of the leading schools on the island and is steadily gaining momentum around the region. Ladies and gentlemen, POWIIS is very much like one of my own children. We have seen it grow from its inception under the helm of Mr. Philip Cousins, who shaped POWIIS through its infancy. We were then guided by Mr. Simon Lees through the childhood years of the school. And now we are emerging to a new realm under the leadership of Mrs. Dinah Hawtrey. We have seen so many changes and indeed challenges along the way, but POWIIS continues to evolve in the right direction. Change is always inevitable. Without change, we do not improve, we do not learn, we do not grow. Change is not always comfortable, but more often than not, it is necessary. It is not change itself, but how we deal with it or embrace it, which is the key. It is the community's ability to deal with change which will determine the longevity and success of any establishment. When POWIIS was born, we adopted a predominantly British boarding school ethos. Over time, we took away what didn't work very well and pushed on with what worked better to our international context. Our systems and structures have evolved as well and will cement our foundations to future-proof the school for generations to come. One of the biggest unexpected challenges in the past 10 years was, of course, the COVID pandemic. No one anticipated that the world would shut down for close to 2 years and that our students will have to learn from screens of computers with limited interaction with their teachers and friends. I thought about you all when we were in the depths of the lockdown, especially our boarding students who were unable to return home, and our teachers who had to endure not seeing their families and loved ones for such a long time. My gratitude and thanks goes to our teachers who kept our boarding halls open to ensure our students were cared for during these difficult times. The very essence of international schools is linked to connectivity and the ability to be home within 24 hours if there's a need. This was halted for some 2 years and thankfully starting to return to normal. I'm pleased to see that POWIIS appears to be coming out of the pandemic like a sleeping lion, ready to roar and take on the world once more. I've watched with great pride how POWIIS is spearheading the way with sustainability and global citizenship with the POWIIS project. What an exceptional way to encourage education outside the classroom while harnessing the benefits of Balik Pulau and our local partners. Our unique location and your tremendous efforts to drive this new initiative has cemented the success of this new initiative at a very early stage. Ladies and gentlemen, with today's program, I'm delighted to see the rejuvenation of the arts at POWIIS once more. We have always been strong in the performing arts, and this is one area that suffered the most during the pandemic. Today's vibrant display of the talents of our students at POWIIS is a reminder that every challenge is transient and every obstacle can be overcome. Congratulations to all of you for today's and its anniversary celebration. What an incredible event, highlighting some of the wonderful strengths of the school and most importantly, bringing our community together again. On days like this, it is always a reminder that teamwork is everything. Everybody's effort is necessary to ensure success. My sincere thanks and appreciation to the team for a very successful day so far. I would like to especially acknowledge Mr. Stam Hodge and his team from the Arts Department, Mr. Matt Deegan and the PE Department, Ms. Khalifa Bennett and Mr. Matt, our boarding students, Mrs. Sherry Hodge and Ms. Joy Cheong and the Marketing Department, Mr. Kevin Liu and the Facilities Department for putting this event together in a relatively short period of time. Last but not least, a very big thank you to all our students who contributed to today's extravaganza. What a sensational display of your talents, and I applaud each and every single one of you for your efforts and hard work. Ladies and gentlemen, I have officially delivered the official speech. And now, before I take my seat or before I go back to the shed, I just have to say something to all students. Students of POWIIS, when you go back home this evening, please thank your parents for allowing you to be in this wonderful school. To be honest with you, POWIIS is our flagship. Many of you do not know that we are not in the education business. We are merely for two generations, we are in the shipping and logistics business. When you talk about MTT shipping, nobody knows. Nobody cares. When you talk about MTT development, some people know, but they still don't care. When you talk about the priority group of companies, people know that we are in the logistics and distribution business. Nobody cares. But when in Penang especially, when you mention POWIIS, everybody knows. This is one thing that I really treasure very close to my heart. The birth of POWIIS, how it has been developed, how it has been brought to what it is today. And I must thank parents for giving the trust in us to be educating your children. And I certainly hope that they will grow up into good citizens of their respected countries. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you very much for being here today. I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sri, for those kind words. It's really crazy to see how POWIIS has grown from 2011 until now. And could you please remain in the area while we invite up the rest of the board, Mrs. Hawtrey, the POWIIS senior leadership team, up to the stage for the cake cutting ceremony.